upstairs.
Look at me taping.
Look
at me taping.
There's also a Caribbean restaurant downstairs that's not allowed to sell Jamaican food because the Jamaican restaurant is right there. So that's the answer. They're here. I don't want to get in trouble. Thank you to my gracious host. You're eating it right now. You're going to eat it right now. In terms of why Orlando and not Miami, that's actually a trick question. I spent more time in Miami than Orlando. I lived in Orlando because my cousin's private equity firm is here in Metro West. And so he moved me here from Jamaica to work with him. He felt that Orlando was quiet town. Think about where Berkshire Hathaway is based with Warren Buffett. He's in Omaha, not in New York. Because he felt that there's too much noise in New York. The same thing in Miami, there's too much noise. So Orlando is quiet, but my wife settled here and really, really likes it in Orlando. I'm always in Miami. I have access to an apartment up here. I'm always. Put it here, this man. I was in New York last week. I came back the Tuesday. Rested Wednesday. One of the kids was sick Wednesday. So I canceled the trip, flew back. Thursday, kid gone to school. On Friday, I was not supposed to be here. A friend of mine who's an investor calls and said, hey, we're doing a party in Fort Lauderdale tonight. You coming? I was like, yeah. And I jumped in the car at 4:30. I told my wife, I was like, hey, I wasn't supposed to be here, so I'm gone. It's GQ and Washington from Indonesia. Drove straight to the party that night, partied until 4 in the morning, discussed business. While I was in the party, a friend of mine from Real Vibes Days pulled up his phone and invested in the company right there. Then I went to sleep, woke up at 9:30 a.m. and drove back to Orlando. Then I hopped on a plane on Saturday and then flew to Jamaica. It was crazy. But then I went to Atlanta and then New York. So Miami, there are 3 locations in the US that are the largest collections of capital. I used to work for a hedge fund, so I was doing investor relations for us in Southeast. So the Tri-State area up to Connecticut, so Connecticut to New York, Palm Beach to Miami, and Silicon Valley. Those are the 3 largest buckets of wealth. So me being in Orlando is actually not conducive to raising money, but it's conducive to my wife and kids having time with me.
Because he's still saving his marriage.
The marriage comes first. Right? So I was taught at a family office conference, I was taught, Dad was with me, and it made us cry. Dad and I spoke before. The guy comes on after us and he says, the success of your business has to be important as the success of your marriage. But if you do it for the business, you should do it for the marriage. So if you have quarterly meetings with your board, if you have monthly check-ins or one-on-ones, you should do one-on-ones with the kids, you should do one-on-ones with the wife. It means that if a shareholder or an investor said, hey, you need to come to this dinner to meet this potential investor, and you drop everything and go. I am in New York last week. I'm there Saturday. I have events. I have a meeting with NASDAQ and my investment bank on Wednesday. We're taking the company public this summer. And my wife...
I'm not even asking about that, guys. He's doing an IPO. On the NASDAQ stock exchange.
So Tuesday at noon, my wife messages me and says, hey, Liam, that's our middle son, 10 years old. Liam is sick. I'm leaving work to go and pick him up and go home. And I texted her and said, let me know if I need to fly back and watch him tomorrow so you don't have to take the day off from work. We're short of teachers in Florida. And she says, no man, it's fine. He should be fine. At 4:15, she messages me, David, he's really sick. Can you fly back? And I immediately canceled all the meetings. NASDAQ at my investment bank the next day. Canceled, booked a one-way ticket on Spirit. And I was in my house at 12:05 a.m. She was able to go to the work the next day, and I sat with Liam for that day. No work, it's just me and Liam. He's well enough, she comes to him and says, he can fly back to New York on Friday. Because I have to be in New York that following Monday, and I'll tell you why I needed to be there. So he can fly back. And I was like, no, I'm staying here for the rest of the week. I can do all the meetings next week. This is more important. So all the kids are so happy that I dropped the business to spend time with them because I've been taught your presence matters more than your presence. So yes, I can take the money and buy all the presents in the world. It don't matter. They just want us to be around. That's actually what matters more. So I need to now fly back. So I'm now in Orlando. I need to be in Atlanta on the Sunday evening to present to Western Hemisphere. Robbie's worth $9.2 billion. I was not missing that meeting.
I saw you post that picture.
So he posts that picture, and that picture has raised money for us since then. So now I have to be in Atlanta on Sunday night, New York on Monday. On Friday morning, I get a text message from the chairman of KD Group. This is a group that Usain Bolt owns 6% of, publicly traded company, has Usain's Tracks and Records restaurant. And they say, hey, you're doing a special welcome ceremony tomorrow for the first international flight from Miami to Outer Rivers, the Ian Fleming International Airport. Ian Fleming wrote all the James Bond books in Jamaica at GoldenEye and Firefly. I was like, oh, you want me on the flight?